check.
Well, if you were waiting in silence in a dark tunnel for your half-elf sorcerer to figure out what's down the end of the dark tunnel, you'd get bored too, especially if you were mischievous like me.
So you rolled a 19. So he estimates, from what the imaging that he gives you, you estimate that the rooms from, like, so from the door, the opening that he comes into the far wall is about 40 foot, and from the wall closest to you, to the furthest edge, is about 60.
And he doesn't. The room's empty.
He can't make out anything. You can see that there's like things on the like there seems to be piles of stuff about, but he can't really make out what any of it is.
Okay. Well, tell him to hang on the ceiling for now,
Okay.
so I can communicate. Okay. So here's what I have found out so far.
Finally.
I know, right? Look at,
It
I carved my name into the wall.
Anyways,
it's a very long tunnel. It is huge, like a huge network, from what I can tell. Um, the tunnel goes straight for a while, and then there's a T. Okay, I'm drawing this in the dirt, and I told my familiar to go right. So there's another right turn, and then there's a giant room at the end of this tunnel. Could he tell if there was any doors or anything? It was just like
No,
a room.
that doesn't
What did
appear.
it?
That didn't appear to any doors. It just looked like a natural wall, like a dirt wall.
And was there? Did it lead anywhere?
Nope, not that he could see. It was just a room.
what
And
about
my
the other?
familiar is right there at the moment.
What about the other
It'll,
direction?
like I said, it's a massive hole, so it'll take some time to explore the rest of it. And please don't interrupt me again while I'm trying to talk with my familiar. It takes a lot of concentration.
Mm-hmm.
What one mistake and he might die. It would grieve me terribly.
You call him little shit. I find it hard to believe you'd actually be grieved by his loss.
Yep. Anyways,
It's an endearing little shit.
so he didn't see anything on the way down throughout the long tunnel, though, right?
That's correct.
All
He
right.
did not make out any uh, beasts of any kind.
No immediate
Although
traps, though.
although in the room there appears to be piles of something that he can't make out. You know, he can't see very well. He's a bat.
Yes.
All right. Well, guys ready to go down then?
Yeah, let's take a look down at the
Um,
end of the hall. Maybe we'll find all the corpses of the children that were taken. We can bring them back to their families so they can have a proper burial.
don't you want to know what's on the other side to the left?
Everything is in a box to the left. Yes, what's to the left?
I thought you were all done.
No, I told you there was a T, and I only explored to the right.
All right. Go ahead.
All right. And I just want to point out that I only stopped because you seemed to be impatient.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I tell my familiar to head back to the T and go straight through the T to the left.
Okay. Spot check.
Everything we want is in the tunnel to the left.
Probably.
He sees that the tunnel turns off again to the right. about 40 feet ahead.
Is this? Did he go past the T?
Yep, this is past the T.
Okay. And it turns where again?
To the right.
To the right. Okay. Continue on.
Roll a spot check. And a move silently check for the hell of it.
This is spot and move silently. I think that's a +6. Yeah, it is.
Yep. So he sees that again, another 40 feet dead ahead. There is another T junction.
Okay. And he doesn't see any monsters whatsoever. I drew this in the dirt, by the way, so you're all watching this in real time.
Nice. It's keeping my attention a little bit better.
Uh, I pause for a second and turn to the group. Right or left?
Left.
Fine, left.
I win.
I tell the familiar to go left.
Spot check and move silently.
Spot. Move silently.
Okay, so he turns left and he sees a. He pretty much comes up onto a X junction, whatever you want to call it. There's a passageway that seems to go straight ahead, and you can see obviously that it goes to the right. There's a passageway to your right that seems to go on about 40 feet, and it seems to not like have like such a severe turn. It like kind of just slightly turns further right and then disappears. And then to the left there is another one, and it goes again about another 40 feet, and then it slightly turns to the right.
Wait, was that the one on the left or the one straight ahead?
Nope, this is right. So there's one here that goes like that. There's one that comes down and turns like to the right. And then there's one. See, like that it turns to the right side. You can see that there's like the opening for it to turn right.
This thing is clearly massive.
So should we just go down?
Why don't we just check out the dead end first?
You don't
So
want little shit to die anyways, apparently.
yeah, it's up to you guys. I'm up for exploring more, but this thing is clearly massive.
Any objections?
Guess the two bards are content to tag along. How come you guys weren't entertaining us while we were waiting?
Yeah, Cassius and
Because that would have been distracting as hell.
whatnot has been really quiet. Hardly talked at all this morning.
Everything okay with you guys?
Cat got your tongue.
Did did we pick up a couple of mutes?
Did we find the world's first mute bards?
Have you woken up and lost your voice? Eat something off?
Nope.
right, so I guess I'll lead the way down the tunnel. I'll pull out my ever burning torch, light the way.
I will attempt to call my familiar back.
Oh, what I'll do.
I'll wait for his familiar to get back.
Does he make it back successfully? Do I need to roll?
Roll move silently on a spot. Do it. Okay, let's do it. So just.
Because there is that straight hall he could run into.
So what's what?
First one's move silently. Second one is spot.
Okay. When he's coming back, he re-sees that obviously there's a T-junction at the top, and that as he's coming back, there's actually another turn off on his right-hand side before or after the T-junction. That would have been before, on his way in.
Can you draw what we effectively know then? Or are you working on that?
What you effectively know is terrible drawing. Is what you effectively know. So it's like the entrance here. So then there's this tunnel going straight up.
And the T in that. Okay, gotcha.
There's this T here and the introduction.
All right.
As the same like perfect.
Does anyone have a piece of paper and something to write with?
Um,
Guy, maybe.
I do not.
I don't. I would think that one of the bards should have it to write down any compositions for songs they might think of.
I wonder, is it possible to use the arcane mark since it's basically like a message? Could it be a map?
It would be a one-time map.
Right, I couldn't modify it. That's fine. I
Do we
just
do we really need to? Are we worried about forgetting this?
I have very short-term memory. Okay.
Why don't we just mark something in the muddy wall so that we know that we've been there? Just right on the wall.
Yeah, we'll just mark something as we go. You know, at
Okay.
every turn or whatever. That'll be fine. All right. So
Again, as I say, the tunnel is wide enough for two people.
okay. So start heading down the tunnel. I need to roll it all.
You can roll SWAT checks if you want. And if you're moving silently, you gotta roll move silently checks.
Of course, moving silently and love the spot as we are entering the tunnel. Be my pleasure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move so silently with my -4. Be fantastic.
If it can only fit two people, where's that thing with the footprint?
No, it can fit two people side by side. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
Uh, it's my
So-
spot check and then my move silent. Ooh.
I mean, all moving silently?
I'm moving silently.
I am not moving silently, I can tell you that.